Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another thought of the day stroke rant about people who have annoyed me and talking about Newcastle United, really. In the words of Will Smith, get my club's name out of your mouth. We're talking about more media Muppets. My God, we've talked about this to death. And I'm sure we'll talk about it even more as the years go on with all these salty pundits who are players of the Greedy Six or ex-players of the Greedy Six. We'll get stuck right into this right now. So who am I talking about? Yes, I'm talking about the one-time brilliant midfielder turned mediocre pundit, to say the least. As a matter of fact, he's a crap pundit. We're talking about Paul Scholes. There's the gormless-looking fucker right there. So Paul Scholes has come out and said after we comfortably beat his beloved Manchester United 2-0 in the race for the top four, and huge credit to the mag for this because they've put a brilliant piece out denigrating this tit completely for his take on it. So this is what Paul Scholes said. He said, it just goes to show that Manchester United are still a big draw because they, as in Newcastle United, are doing a lap of honour. It is still a big scalp beating Manchester United. Everyone can see that. Not quite really, Paul. We did the same thing when we beat Fulham. And would you say Fulham are as big of a club as Manchester United? I don't think so, my friend. It just goes to show once again, these people are such tits that they don't watch the club. They don't engage with the club. They don't understand the club. Credit to people like Gary Neville who actually understand what's going on with Newcastle United. He takes a bit of an impartial view. He's still, a bit red blinkered, but an impartial view. Paul Scholes and the rest of the useless pundits that are in the, in the feces amoeba pool that he swims in. Him, Rio Ferdinand, Owen Hargreaves. I mean, good players, great players in terms of Rio Ferdinand and Paul Scholes. Meh, not really sure. Owen Hargreaves was a great player. Made of glass, not particularly that great. But these are awful pundits. They're fucking terrible pundits. Shearer, Ian Wright, good pundits. Neville Carragher, good pundits. Even Steven Gerrard, good pundit. But Paul Scholes is a terrible pundit. He's so dull and dour and miserable. And he can't take his red blinkers off. I mean, I sat there and watched him on BT when Manchester United beat some Romanian team in the Europa Conference or something. This fucker was polishing up the Premier League title, because he still seems to think that Manchester United are the same Manchester United he played for. Sorry, mate, it ain't the same Manchester United you played for. You haven't got Beckham, you haven't got Van Nistelrooy, you haven't got Roy Keane. You're not playing in the middle of the park spraying passes around for fun like you were. As I said, great player, dreadful pundit. These guys are living in the past. They're like ghosts of the past. I mean, where you are right now as a club, Paul Scholes, you haven't got Cantona scoring a goal against us after he battered you in the 90s. He didn't deserve it. You've got the haunted Peyton from Ghostbusters playing up front for you. Fucking, he is Weghorst. As a matter of fact, that Peyton's more mobile than Weghorst. Our goalkeeper had more touches than that bloke did at the weekend, mate. So I suggest you maybe pay a bit of attention to how crap your club was at the weekend and focus on that rather than you would do about Newcastle United. But as I said, we do this all the time. We do the team photo, we do the lap of honour. The lads go around and they give thanks to the fans that have supported them through thick and thin, who are there, in the arena. It's just absolute salt from these greedy six, ex-players or ex-icons, legends, whatever you want to call them, who are now turned really mediocre pundits. And the only reason Paul Scholes is still a pundit and he's not off sucking toes in a bedroom somewhere. Yes, that's right. Weirdo. I remember that. The only reason he's still doing a punditry job is because he was such a good footballer. But he's a dreadful pundit, man. Absolutely crap. I mean, he goes on to say as well, this just shows you how deluded the bloke is. He goes on to say, you look at both squads, and if you ask which squad you prefer, I still think you prefer the Man United squad. He does say, to be fair, the coaching and what Eddie Howe has done has been fantastic, squeezing everything out of them. There are no superstars. They've not paid massive money for anybody. I kind of agree with that a little bit. We haven't wasted massive money on fucking idiots like Paul Pogba, like your team has, mate. We bought Bruno Guimaraes, who would walk into your team half pissed. Him and Joe Linton could have 16 bottles of brown each and still be better than McTominay and Fred. And in terms of Pogba, don't get me started. Him, most overrated football I've ever seen in my life. Instagram signing, mate. He signed Ronaldo back. It was dreadful, that signing. It was the worst things I've ever seen. Everyone could see that it's a car crash waiting to happen. It stifled arguably your best young player, Marcus Rashford. It only took Ronaldo to leave for that to even work out. So he seems to have, conveniently forgot all about that. The Paul Scholes, after he was shining up that Premier League trophy, really nice because you beat two teams in a row or something. But he does say that, one thing Newcastle United have got that Man United haven't got is a settled back four. kind of agree with that, mate. But in all fairness, you've got Luke Shaw, Varane, Martinez, and David De Gea, and pretty much every single game, your right backs and interchangeable with Darlow or Wan-Bissaka. But generally, you've got a pretty steady back four as well, mate. So that's kind of bullshit as well. So you're talking about your arse there, really, as well. And he's just saying that Darlow looks like Newcastle had a real good goal, which is right. I can agree with that one, Paul Scholes. And to be fair to his credit, he does go on at the end and he does say that it could have been about 4 or 5-0 and you wouldn't have complained about it, because he does admit that we absolutely wiped our arse with them, because we did. But these kind of things just annoy you, because once again, we did a piece about this years ago, a year ago. I say years ago, feels like we've been around for years. But we did a piece on this when Paul Merson was talking crap. These people are paid to give a balanced opinion on the game. Do some research, Paul Scholes. Go and look at Newcastle United. Go and see what we're all about. Go and see how we behave on and off the pitch. Go and see the laps of honour that we do against every single team. Go and see the team photographs. Go see the way that they engage with the fans, and then come back and talk about it. He's just bitter that we beat his team comfortably. And he's obviously just lashing out, because he's very angry. He's lashing out because we beat his team, and it's just pathetic, really. I mean, I can't even watch BT Sport when they're all together, and fucking Hargreaves and Rio Ferdinand, and then the token Manchester United player that's Michael Owen, that just ruined his entire Liverpool legacy just by going there for money. Got a goal against Man City, and that was pretty much all he did. But that whole punditry pool of just rankness is just not for me. Stick to some good pundits. Go watch Match of Day. Go watch Lineker, Shearer, Wright. Go watch Mika Richards. Go watch Carragher, Henry. Neville. Go watch those guys. But fucking Paul Scholes, mate, absolutely dreadful. As I say, Paul, great player, shite pundit. Go and suck a toe, mate. We don't want to hear anything you got to say about Newcastle United. You know what the fuck you're talking about, And I really hope that we finish top 4 and you lot don't. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, if you have got room in your mouth when you take the toes out. So that's me done with my thoughts on Paul Scholes. He can get in the fucking bin. I'm still enjoying Newcastle United being class and being in the top 4, and Man United are shit. So there we go. We enjoy it. If this is the kind of thing you like, guys, click the button. Please subscribe. We'd love you to come and join us. We're just a couple of subscribers behind. Get my teeth right there. It's a very long, late night and a long day. We're just a couple of behind 2,600. So loads of room for you guys. Smash the button. Come and join us. We'll be back with some more Newcastle United content soon, and we'll catch you later. Cheers now.